Hi, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Senators All Access, presented by Bell. I'm Gord Wilson, following Ottawa's 7-2 loss to the Philadelphia Flyers. In just a moment, we'll be joined by Senators forward Zenon Konopka, but first, a scoring recap. And it was a game that got out of hand early for the Ottawa Senators in this one, as the Flyers opened up a 4-0 lead after one period of play. Matt Reed scored 6 minutes and 20 seconds into the hockey game to give the Flyers a 1-0 lead, and just a minute 40 after that, Wayne Simmonds would score on a power play to make it 2-0. Claude Giroux and Max Talbot added late first period goals, and it was 4-0 Philadelphia after 20 minutes of play. Only one goal scored in the second, that from Jason Spezza. He scored his second of the season. That made it a 4-1 game going into period number 3. The Senators going into this game outscoring their opponents 10-8 in the third, so there was some reason for optimism for a strong third period. However, the Flyers got a couple of quick ones. At around the 15-minute mark of period 3, James Van Riemsdyk scored his second of the season on a power play, and then Sean Couturier scored his first ever National Hockey League goal, and that opened up the scoring. That made it a 6-1 game. Harry Zolnierchuk scored his first ever NHL goal to make it 7-1, and then Erik Karlsson scored with 19 seconds left in regulation, his first of the season to go along with 7 assists as he leads the team in scoring. Too little, too late, though, for the Senators as they fall on home ice and lose their third straight, this time by a score of 7-2 against the Flyers. Well, as promised, following this tough loss to the Philadelphia Flyers, we're joined by Senators forward Zenon Konopka. Thanks for doing this. Unfortunately, I wish it was under better circumstances, and I'm sure so do you, but this was a tough one. And
yeah, obviously, I think we came out of the gate all right, and call a spade that we have an issue right now with giving up the first goal and falling behind. And when you have a young team that is learning, it's double trouble when you give up the first goal. And it's something that we got to obviously move past, but not forget and try to build off the mistakes we made today. I can tell you that no one's happy in the dressing room, from all the players to the coaching staff, and rightfully so. That it has to be a better effort, and I think we have to be a little more efficient on the ice. That in the first period they're dragging us out, and they would drag one player out and get a lot of speed through the neutral zone. We had
stretched you out
quite
a bit.
Yeah. So it's something that we made adjustments as the games went along, but when you're with a young team, it takes a little more time to make adjustments. It's that common knowledge of late in the year, whatever sport you're in, football, basketball, baseball, they pick up veteran guys at the deadline. And veteran guys that have been through it before can make adjustments a lot quicker than younger guys. And obviously we understand there's a problem and we have to address it, and it has to be a better effort. Without
giving too much away, Zenon, there was a closed door meeting in the locker room following this game. Can you just sort of take us into the room and describe what was said?
It's something that there's a lot of different things said by a lot of different people, and I think the consensus is that things haven't went well, and things have to change, and we have to realize that this is not acceptable. And if you didn't see the bright spot, like if you didn't see the game in Washington,
I was just going to bring it up.
See us, dominate a team in Washington. So, but again, Washington isn't a very structured team.
Okay.
So when you come out and play a little bit of pond hockey, it works to our advantage with young players just going to play. Now, Philadelphia played a structured game where they spread you out, and they spread you out in your own zone as well. If you watch any more Philadelphia games, you'll see one of their high forwards is always by their defense, and it really causes.
And then attack with speed.
Yeah, it causes an unfamiliar and uncomfortable feeling for a forward or D-man to go that far out.
Okay.
So again, once again, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but unfamiliar areas for younger players and inexperienced players is not a good situation. So it's something that obviously. For me, I think maybe it was better that we lost 6-2 instead of 2-1, and realized there's a problem. It's going to improve, and there's a lot of good pieces here. We just got to find that way to put them together.
Important to send a message in a game like this to go down swinging.
Yeah.
You know, especially from yourself. I know you're here doing this interview without the ice bags, but you had to, 5 minutes ago on both hands.
Yeah, no, it's something that I don't know. It's I feel like I play an old school hockey game, and in my mind, I think you do have to go down. You have to consider that this is our home rink, and we can't be going down without swinging. And I'm sure there's people that would debate that, but that's my point of view, I guess.
Yeah. All right. One final question, then just touch on Winnipeg. What has to be done to regroup and regroup in a hurry for Game 2 of this 3-game homestand?
Well, I think everyone has to look at themselves in the mirror, myself included, everyone included, and figure out how we can improve your own play and make sure that there's effort there. I don't think we're saying that there's no effort there, but we have to have a structure in our effort, and we got to make sure that we're listening with our ears, not our mouths, probably to the coaching staff, and be ready to go. And we have to fire back. There's got to be a pushback on Thursday. We got embarrassed in our home rink, and it's unacceptable.
All well said. Thank you very much for this.
Thanks.
Zenon Konopka following a loss to Philadelphia. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of Senators All Access, presented by Bell. Our next show comes up following Ottawa's next home game, which is set for Thursday, October the 20th, when Winnipeg comes to town. I'm Gord Wilson. We'll see you then.